Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make the silver starlight necklace. Now, this is going to be featuring three beautiful star frames here. Now, these are stainless steel, and they're just really nice and shiny, so I thought they would look lovely next to my Preciosa crystals here. So I've pulled out just four, so I can keep it really simple. You can feel free to add more, and we'll talk about that later. I have a little clasp here that I'm going to be using. I have some 5mm 20 gauge jump rings, and I also have some head pins here. Now these are also 22 gauge 2-inch head pins. Now you can use a shorter head pin if you like, but I like to use the 2 there. It's going to make it a really nice easy loop for myself. And I also have some Rolo chain, but again, feel free to use your favorite chain. Now for tools, it's really basic here. All we're going to need is a pair of round nose pliers, a pair of chain nose pliers, a pair of bent chain nose pliers, and a pair of flush cutters. And I'm also going to be using a ruler here to help decide the length of my necklace. All right, so let's start there. We are going to take our chain, and we sell the chain by the foot here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this a little bit. I want to do a nice 16-inch necklace here. So I'm going to come and I have 15 there. And I'm just going to add about a 1/2 inch actually, because as you can see, my little clasp is going to come in and finish off that 1/2 inch for me. So I have 15.5 inches here of chain. Now just go ahead and cut that off. And I can set my scrap aside. I'll use that for something else later. And just get this last little cut length off. There we go. All right, so now I can set my ruler aside, and I have my 16 inches of chain. So we can leave that alone. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down my crystals here and my little head pins, and we're going to make some simple wire loops. So these are going to go in between all of our little stars here. So go ahead and take one crystal and go ahead and string on one head pin there. And you can see how you do have a lot of extra length. Like I said, if you have some 1 inch or 1.5 inch head pins lying around, this is a great opportunity to utilize that as well. All right, so we're just going to come and pinch right above where that crystal is, bend it backwards so we get a nice little sort of jut out to one side. And now I'm just going to wrap that wire up and over the top and bring it around. Remove my pliers and snip that off. All right, so now I'm just going to repeat that for the next 3 crystals here, so we have all of our simple loops ready to go. Okay, so I have my loops ready to go here, and I'm just going to adjust my chain because I want you to see what we're going to do here. So we're going to start and kind of work our way out from the center. So I'm going to put one of my stars right there, and then I'm going to flank it with 2 of the crystals, and then add a star, and add more crystals. Now, in order to get the spacing right and to keep this nice and easy for you, we're going to start by adding that star, and we want to find that center link of the chain here. So go ahead and just kind of bring your 2 ends together. And we're going to find our little center link here. All right, perfect. So now go ahead and take one of your jump rings here, and we're going to open it. Just give it a little gentle twist. Now I'm going to scoop up my chain just like so. And I'm going to slide on my one little star and just close that up. There we go. So now I can kind of set this back down into my little space there. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to set it so that it's even, because now we're going to start counting links to add the other components here. So in order to make this even, I'm going to pick up one of my crystals here, and I'm just going to bend it so that it's nice and open. And I'm going to count over. So what I want to do is, you can see with the Rolo chain, it really sits nice and perpendicular. So going off of the perpendicular one that I have my star on, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on this 5th one here, I want to add that simple loop to the bottom. So go ahead and carefully pick that up. And we want to add it to that little bottom of that link there. And the reason we want to add it to the bottom is we don't want it to flip over. All right, there we go. And now I can come in and just close that up. All right. So I'm sure you've guessed, we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, if you ever need to kind of pick it up and make sure that everything is on the right dangles, you know, or it hangs right, just go ahead and do that. These are easy to open and close a couple of times, but please be careful. If you do it more than, I'd say maybe 3 times, you are weakening the metal. So I don't want you to have to do that. So let's try to be really careful and just count properly as we do this. All right. So as we did over here, we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on the 5th one. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be on this one here. And we just want to kind of scoop behind there and help place it onto that simple loop. All right, there we go. Very nice. So again, just double checking that everything is spaced nicely. And we're going to repeat that whole thing by using the stars here on this side. So go ahead and let's open up our jump ring, get that ready to scoop on. It's ready to go there. All right, so coming to this side, let's keep it nice and even. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is our little piece here. And with these jump rings, I find it easier to get the jump ring on without the star on and then kind of add the star at the end. It'll just make your life a little bit easier. Okay, and then come in and just pinch that up and close. All right, now I'm going to continue here, and then it's just the same on the other side. So I just, again, want to double check that everybody is spaced and happy. There we go. All right, so now let's repeat this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my one that I'm looking for. And I want to make sure we have that ready and opened for us. Okay, so let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, just like so. Coming from the back to the front and closing that up. All right, let's double check. And we're looking good. All right, so add those same 2 that we did on the other side here, and then I'm going to show you how to finish off this necklace. All right, so the last thing we need to do is attach our little clasp over here. So go ahead and pick up another one of those jump rings, and we're just going to give it a little twist to open it up. Go ahead and scoop up the last link in that chain. Add on our little jump ring that's attached to our clasp. And now we can close that. And then last but not least, we're going to add a nice little jump ring on this side for a nice mirrored effect, but also to make it easy to close that. All right, and slip it onto the last link in that chain. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you can add a chain extender, or you can just add multiple jump rings there as a little makeshift chain extender if you want to adjust the length. But I like the idea of having a nice little 16-inch necklace. So it's really basic and simple, but really fun and effective. So feel free to also choose your favorite color of crystal to go with this design. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can get all of these supplies and see even more tutorial videos by heading over to Beadaholique.com. And if you're new to our YouTube channel here, be sure to hit that subscribe button below to get all the latest from Beadaholique.